Hello everyone, Alec DeLorean here, and I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Now today we have Diago for or against, so we'll go through his pros, his cons, if he's a meta hunter, maybe semi-meta hunter, or if he's not, and then we'll finish off with if he's viable at a level 1 or if you need to level him up all the way up to 25 before he comes viable. But before we get into it, if you would like to join the Patreon or Discord, the links are in the description below, and if you enjoyed this video, this content and all things Star Wars related, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the video. Alright, so Diago for or against. The first things first, we have the pros. Look at that hookball boy. So the first one is he has super high damage weapon, if not the highest, because he's essentially a sniper hunter and he's really good at pinging headshots. He's the best hunter in the game at doing critical damage, so if there's ever any time when you get a challenge to do critical damage or get critical kills, Diago is the guy for it. He's really satisfying to use on open and large maps like Vandal Railyard or Ewok Village. So he's perfect to use on those maps, and he's such a menace in the game, and a good Diago is a super scary Diago to play against. And then yeah, like I said just before, super on open and large maps, and if you can position yourself well and get to a point where you see enemies all the time and you have the advantage every single time, like I've seen a lot of people use Vandal Railyard, you know, the part where you use the jump pad to get into. I see a lot of people there. It's good to get out of the way, but there's a lot of times when you don't see much action. So play around with the positioning and yeah, pick him on open maps and test him out. And then the next one is grapple, is basically his get out of jail free card. So what I like to do for Diago is I find a yellow ledge that he can grapple onto and stand above that on the high ground. Then say a Groz comes up against you, or even a Reeve, you jump down, they chase after you, and then you instantly just grapple back up to the top. Groz can't even get to you, and Reeve has to wait for her ability to come off cooldown because that's how she got up to you in the first place. So yeah, his grapple is his get out of jail free card, as that's the best way to play him and survive. So his best game mode is definitely squad brawl, mostly because he doesn't bring much to objective game modes like on power control. He's not really going to capture points that often, and dynamic control is never going to be on the point like ever, so if you're not getting kills with him, you're literally not contributing to the objectives. So if you can't get kills with him, I wouldn't pick him on any other game mode other than squad brawl, because the main aim of squad brawl is to kill people. And then next is that he has a very strong ultimate, one of the strongest ultimates in the game. You basically have your sniper and you deal 100 times more, well maybe not 100 times, but a lot more damage, where you can two-shot so many enemies, you can one-shot a lot of enemies like Scara and Reeve, and you can also you can damage enemies through their shields with his ultimate. So if you're against a Sentinel and a Slingshot, you use your ultimate and you still do damage to their health even through the shield. So it's really good at clearing out tanks. The only one that you might not be able to do well against is Char, because he can heal through it, but Char's heal does run out before your ultimate does, so it's all about timing in that point. Then we have the cons. So the first one is that his heightened senses ability is useless. So basically exactly like Imara Vex's, but hers is a passive, so it happens without you having to do anything, whereas you have to physically press the button, wait for the animation to end to see the enemies through the walls, and at that point you're Diago. You don't want to be near the enemies really. You want to be far away sniping everyone, and that means less damage will come onto you. So I feel like if there was to be a rework in the game, I feel like it would be this ability. I feel like he needs something else than this, or even just do it like Imara Vex, where it becomes a passive, because he's blind but he has his heightened senses always, so it makes sense to be a passive, right? And then just give him a different ability like a quick little stun gun or something. And then his other con is that he actually has bad mobility. So if you're not in an area where you can grapple or grapple bait, like I said before, the best thing you can do is just put down your mine and hope that it blasts him away from you, or it kills him. He doesn't have anywhere else that he can like get out of a bad situation. So if you don't have a ledge, you're kind of screwed, especially if you're against a melee hunter or even a tank hunter, because a lot of the times they'll have shields up. And then that goes into his health, where he's squishy. So if he's caught in a bad situation and he can't get out of there, he's going to die within 2 seconds. He doesn't have the best survivability in the game, but it makes sense because he's definitely the kind of hunter where it's high risk, high reward. If you put yourself into that situation where you could get a lot of kills and you're good enough to get those kills, but a high risk of dying, then this is the hunter for you. And then, like I said, in the pros, it's kind of the opposite, where he doesn't contribute much to objective game modes because all he does, he's just a killing machine at the end of the day. That's all he does. He just wants to kill people. So if you can do a lot of kills with him, you are contributing to objective game modes because you're making your teammates' lives easier. But a lot of the times, I don't see many Diagos where they're picking up 20 kills every single game. So, you know, on the point, capturing zones or whatever, like you should be with any other hunter. So that brings us to the final thoughts, and I would put him as a could-be meta hunter. I put him there. I was going to put him as not meta because I feel like it's more about, he's a high mastery hunter. Like, he's hard to get used to, and he's hard to do well in high rank because it's hard. You're playing against harder people. But he could be meta because he has the potential to be there. If the right player is playing him, he's devastating to play against and he can carry a match. But a lot of the times, going on just average gameplay, a lot of Diagos I've seen, they don't bring much to the match. So he's kind of in the middle for me because there's definitely worse hunters out there. So it wouldn't feel right if I didn't put him as a meta hunter or not meta. And then, do you need to level Diago high for them to be viable? And I put this as no, because his main thing is deal headshots with his rifle and deal damage with his ultimate. Put down his mine for survivability, and that's it. That's all it is. You don't need the extra damage on the mine. Anything that goes into heightened senses is useless because I literally never use the ability. So all you're doing is just damage with your rifle, which you already do a high damage at level 1, so you don't need to level him up. So save your fame grants for him. Don't spend it on Diago. Spend it on someone else who needs it, and pick him up, destroy in your matches, and that's it. GG's. And there you go. There are my 4 against for Diago. So yeah, I would say in the end 4. He's a good hunter. He's fun to play, and I don't mind seeing him in my matches because for me it's always, oh, we have a Diago, we're either going to have a really, really good one or a really, really bad one. There's never an in between. But yeah, he's really fun to play as. He's fine to be with, but he's just not there to be like meta, like, if you get what I mean. I don't know what I'm on about, honestly. Just ignore me, I guess. But yeah, I won't keep you any longer. So if you would like to join the Patreon or Discord, the links are in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, this content, and all things Star Wars related, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.